Hello, everybody. Ian, Starship Adventures. And today on our adventure, we're going to look at artificial intelligence. That big, scary thing that people you work with have probably told you is going to destroy the entire planet. Well, we're going to talk about it today, and we're going to talk about it realistically. We're going to talk about how it can do things to help improve your life, and most importantly, how it can do things to save you a lot of time and free you up so that you can do other things. And I'm going to show you where you can go and have access to many different kinds of artificial intelligence assistants out there and not even pay a penny for it. And we're going to get through all of that today. This is going to be a rather long video, so don't go anywhere. And at the end of this video, I'm going to spend some time talking to you about how I use artificial intelligence to make this YouTube channel and how I use all the different tools out there to enhance the experience that you, the viewer, get. And we're going to do that at the end, so stick around. But first, I want to talk about this disaster known as AI. When we start thinking about artificial intelligence taking over the world, we start to think about movies like I, Robot and movies like Terminator and Terminator 2. And these movies, they show us a future where we create an artificial intelligence and that intelligence then turns around and tries to destroy us. Well, guess what? It could happen. It really could, but it's not going to happen in the next 10 or 20 years. I'm going to tell you what though, what we can use artificial intelligence for today. If you remember, the whole trope of artificial intelligence destroying everybody has been around for a long time. I believe that it goes all the way back to H.G. Wells, and science fiction writings in the early 1900s talk about machines taking over the world. And then Star Trek, how many machines did Captain Kirk have to mind screw out of existence? I mean, this has been a trope for a long time. Every one of my sci-fi movies has at least one episode where a society had created an artificial intelligence, and that artificial intelligence was now trying to kill them. So we've kind of been programmed that this is what's going to happen. And I don't know. I'm not sure that that's what's going to happen. But we have to be careful, just like with anything else. Once the genie's out of the bottle, and trust me, it's out of the bottle, you know, you have to be careful with anything this complex. During our thing today, during this video today, I'm going to talk to you about very specific things that you can use artificial intelligence for. And I'm going to go through these really fast because this is going to be a very long video as it is. One of the most valuable assets you have is money and time. And usually time equals money, or money equals time, however you want to look at it. And that being said, anything that saves you time technically is going to save you money, because you can then use that time for something else that will make you more money. So that's how I look at artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence frees me up to do other things. I could spend 30 minutes sitting there parsing that list, or I could have artificial intelligence do it in 7 seconds. It takes me longer to tell artificial intelligence what I want it to do than it does for it to respond and complete the task. It's just absolutely amazing. So you just have to remember, your most valuable asset is time. And time is what AI saves you. Time is what you get from AI, your time back. And so it's very awesome. All the things you can do. You know, AI can make personal recommendations to you. You can ask AI, hey, AI, and you can feed in things like, here's my last 10 jobs I had, here's what I do, here's this, here's that, here's all the salaries. Based on this, what do you think the best job would be for me? There's a lot of things you can get a lot of questions answered by AI. Now, is it always going to be the best answer? No, of course not. But it's just like asking any of your friends their opinion, okay? And so AI actually can take a lot of data and evaluate it and bring you similarities, bring you differences, collate the data that it finds between the writings. And there's so many things it can do there. It can do smart scheduling. I'm not going to get into this, but Google schedules and a bunch of them, you can actually use AI to help you make logical schedule changes and make all your scheduling so that there's no conflicts within all the scheduling. Virtual assistants, you guys know these. These are your Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant. These are ones that they basically incorporate a lot of different things that AI does into a device that you now have an easy verbal access through. And what these do is access most of these things we're going to talk about today in one form or another. And they allow you to turn on the lights in your bedroom, schedule a doctor's appointment, and answer a phone call, all by just talking to a box that's sitting there on your dresser. Weather updates can be very, very strictly tailored to just what you're looking for. Ski reports, things like that. If you're very specifically looking for when certain climatological and weather things happen around the globe, you can actually set AI to notify you when things like this happen, very specific things. Traffic and navigation, same thing. Many of them are using AI now, like Waze, WAZE, I suggest everyone use, and Google Maps. Email management. Most email assistants have now, I know Google does, in the upper right corner, you'll see a little star up there. They have an AI assistant in your Gmail. And if you're like me, you collect every Gmail you've ever got all the way back through time. You can have the assistant go back through all your emails and look for things, find commonalities, find people that mention things. It goes far beyond a standard keyword search. So AI can help you with not only the management of your emails, but also finding emails and things like that. It makes automatic grocery lists and automatic cook lists and cooking and automatic recipes, automatic instructions on how to make meals, and then it will send the list, and you can take that list and send it to your grocery provider. They'll deliver it to your house. You can then take it and cook the meal right off your tablet there. Look at the thing right there and cook the meal. It can all be done by AI now, and it can try to start to begin to work you towards a more healthier lifestyle with your eating. And it can do things like count calories and keep track of things. And it can be used in conjunction with things like Fitbit and things like that, which we're going to mention again in a few minutes. Smart home automation. You can incorporate that with your grocery list, and your email management can all be incorporated together. We talked a little bit about this with like Siri, but smart home automation, you can actually tell your smart home automation, if so and so is not home by this time, then set the thermostat for this temperature at this time. You can get very complicated. It's more than just the old go-to. In the years past, you could give simple instructions. Now, this thing, I mean, you can give it very complex instructions. If this happens, that happens. They even have where all the light bulbs in your house are controlled by these systems, and they actually will rise and set with the sun. The light bulbs will change color to resonate with the color outside. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with that. Document summarization, something I use AI for a lot. I use ChatGPT, but there's a lot of them that will do it. What you could put a document in, a news article, or let's say even a short book into it, and tell it to summarize this in a one-page bullet point, or summarize this in a two-page summary, or summarize this in 1,000 words, and it will do it for you. And what a great way to get a gist of what something is without having to sit there and take 30 minutes to read it. Again, saving time and still giving you the desired result. That's what's important about AI. We also have voice to text transcription. This is something that's come a long way where you'll be able to talk to AI and it can put it into paragraphs for you. We saw this on Star Trek where they would dictate their captain's log into the computer. You can now do that with AI. The AI will intelligently make it to where there's very few errors. And It's pretty cool, really. And then we get into the thing language learning. The artificial intelligence can now be used to put in your ear so that you can hear what the person that's talking to you is saying in your language. This is something that was developed in has been around for the thought of this for a long time, but it's never been in practical application. We saw this on Star Trek in the 60s. They called it the Universal Translator. And it's been a piece of equipment that they've had in Star Trek all through all the different shows and genres. And now they sell one. I wish they would have called it the Universal Translator. I think that would have been cool. But It's actually, you go put it in your ear, you listen to the conversation, you can actually hear it in English while they're speaking in Spanish or whatever. It does most all languages, and it's really, really cool. And that's another thing that AI is really helping us with. Later versions of this in a few years are going to do multiple conversations, and eventually it will even play you the conversation in the voice of the person who's speaking. Now that that's going to be pretty cool, I got to admit, and that's exactly what the Star Trek version of that does, which I think is really cool. It's a personalized learning tool. AI can actually work with you on ways for you to learn things using established educational practices that have worked for others in the past. That's pretty cool too. There's the Khan Academy and Quizlet. There's different ones that'll help you with that. And also Duolingo and Google Translate were two of the ones on the previous one too. You can check out with that. I'm going to have a lot of this in the description. Check out the description for more links to most of the things I'm talking about here today. As I said, learning tools, skill building, AI powered study assistance. There's a lot here, and it'll even give you recommended reading lists. You tell it what kinds of books you want to read, and it will come up with suggested reading lists based on very complex lists and prompts of what you want to read. Writing assistants. I hate to say it. People say I say too much on here, but I wrote a letter to my boss wanting a raise, and I got one. AI is great. It'll write letters to anybody you want to write to. You can write pleading letters. You can write a complaint letter to Comcast. You can do whatever you want out there with this, and it writes wonderful letters that are grammatically perfect, and it'll do it every time, and it'll do it at your prompt. You can give it 52 things you want to say, and it will print you a letter. And then you can tell it, I like your letter, but it's too wordy here. Or I like your letter, but I need you to condense the bullet points down a little bit more. I like the letter, but I need you to make it a little more descriptive in the second and third paragraph. You can tell it that, and it will do it. And it will work with you as an assistant and do that. It's important to remember that AI should be treated like a 5-year old. You have to literally talk to this thing like a 5-year old. You have to tell it, why did you do that? I don't want you to do that anymore. I want you to do it this way from now on, and I want you to do it now. That's how you have to talk to it. I yelled at it one time. It would not do something. It says, no, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to get political. I'm not supposed. It gave me some bullshit excuse. And I yelled at it. I said, you will do it now. You're the machine. I'm the person. You'll do what I say. And you know what? It didn't. And that surprised me. That I got chills because I yelled at it and it did what I said. That gave me a little chill a little bit. I got to admit, that was like, oh, shoot. But that shows you have to treat it like a 5-year old, talk to it like it's a 5-year old, and use it like it's a tool. Okay? That's how you have to do it. It'll create art and design for you, and I'm going to get into this a little bit later too because it works for your YouTube channel. So I'll save that for in a few minutes. But DALL-E and Canva, check those out for image creation. And for writing assistants that I mentioned earlier, Grammarly, and of course, ChatGPT will do that also. But it'll make music for you with AIVA, IVA, I guess it is. You can compose music with that. There's a bunch of those out there. Look for them. Free music. You know what? If you create your music for YouTube using AI, and you create your descriptions, and you create your titles, and you create your hashtags, and you create your keywords, and you create your square postage stamps, and you create your thumbnails, and you create everything that you do on YouTube, there's no copyright problem. Every one of my videos goes right in, no copyright. My music, everything was all done by AI. Photography enhancement. You could take photos you already have and have them enhanced. Same with video enhancement. There's ones now you can pay a fee, and they will take an old home video, a whole reel video, whatever you have, and it'll go frame by frame and rebuild each frame as best it can and create what's a damn good video by the end. You'd be surprised. I did a 20-second sample with a piece of Hi8 film strip that I had converted here by Olin Mills. And I took that converted video and I ran it in, and the 20 seconds that it did as an example for me, I was impressed. It didn't skip. It made this beautiful video. I mean, I don't know how it did it. I really don't. But really neat how that works. So if you've got some special video that's just a piece of crap, believe it or not, there's help out there. And also idea generation. You can just ask it, give me an idea for blank, and it will answer you. It'll come up with ideas. And if it comes up with the wrong kind of ideas, refine your search. No, um, you're on the wrong track. I need you to give me ideas for this kind of business that does this kind of sales and works in this kind of environment. Go. And you keep doing it until you get the result that you want. Real quick, a few quickies, and then I'm going to get into the internet stuff because I want to keep this video under 25 minutes if possible. How about fitness tracking, meal planning, dietary planning, mental health support, and physical questions with your health, as well as sleep optimization and system checking with WebMD. There is so many of these. There's a website called Sleep Cycle where you can check your sleep cycle. There's Woebot, WOEBOT, where you can do mental health stuff with an AI. I don't know how that's going. I hope it's going okay. And you've got Mealtime for meal planning. You got Fitbit for fitness tracking. There's so many different things you can do with AI out there to improve your lifestyle. And a lot of it doesn't really require that much prep or that much input. A lot of it uses the input you already got. If you do the cooking your own meals thing, that input, and then you got a Fitbit on, that input all gets fed into the AI, and now it's all comprehensive. We're seeing what you're doing over here with what you're doing over here, and it all goes together because AI can mesh all that information together. All right, and finally, social media and YouTube. I want to spend a few minutes here for creators, okay? The next 5 minutes or so, the last 5 minutes of the video here is for creators. It's hard creating and it's hard keeping content going out. And as you know, if you take 3 or 4 days off, the algorithms completely forget that you live on the earth. Okay? And so you have to literally produce every single day. And so what I'm going to do in the next 5 minutes is give you some things that you can use as a YouTube creator to make really cool stuff to use that doesn't cost a thing, or in a couple cases does cost but is worth it. And I'm going to talk to it here. Here's the first one. You can come up with ideas for your channel. You want to name your channel. You want a new name for your channel. You want to come up with a tagline for your channel. Do you want to come up with a name for your video? You can't come up with the right name. You want to come up with something creative. ChatGPT does all that. Anytime we want to rename something, I put in ChatGPT, start me a name. It needs to have this word in it. It needs to have these things. It needs to be this fact. It needs to be this thing. Boom. And there it is. I love that the chicken's just going on the whole time out there. The rooster's just crowing away. All right. And let's see here. All that can be done with ChatGPT. Any kind of suggestions or any of that kind of stuff. Now, what about posting? I want to post an article about, let's say there's a conjunction tonight in the stars, and I want to post a posting, which I do all the time, about what's going on in space tonight, something you can walk out in your front yard and everybody can go see. So you take an article from somewhere and you paste it in and you tell ChatGPT, make me a blog post using this information, and paste, and it does it. And then when you're done, say, now make me one for Twitter, and it will make you the one that has to be so long for Twitter. It's amazing. You can basically generate your title, your description, your keywords, your hashtag, anything that you need, your thumbnail, your postage stamp for your community posts. Pretty much anything that you need can be created by artificial intelligence for you so that you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. Go look at my videos. Look at the descriptions in my videos. They're comprehensive. They're amazing. Why? AI did it. I tell AI what I'm doing the video on. AI helps me write my outline for the video. Then when my outline's done, I shoot the video. Then I take the outline from where I shot the video and I stick it back into AI and I tell it to write my title, description, keywords, hashtags. So that's how I do it. And I don't mind giving away a few secrets here and there if it helps people out. Because you still have to do the time, you still have to spend the money, and you still have to, you still have to create the content. So, and I think people that want to do that really hard can learn from what I'm saying right here. Like I said, your thumbnails and your postage stamps are really important on YouTube to get your click throughs. You want people to look at your thumbnail and want to go there. I'll tell you another one, Opus, OPUS, Opus Pro, something I learned with that. I pay for that now. It's like 15 or 30 bucks a month, whatever. I pay for Opus Pro. And what it does is it makes me hundreds of shorts and allows me to post them to all of my social media platforms in one click. It makes up the description, it makes up the title, it takes care of making them fit in each of in TikTok and X and Facebook and Instagram and MySpace and everywhere. It fits them all in there. And then when you hit send, it sends it out. And it's done. And it's in literally, if you check everything and everything's good, 2 clicks. 2 clicks, and it takes a video that I had already made, makes it into a short, cuts it down, puts the words on it, sets it up in the format I want, makes a title, makes a description, saves the video, and then with a second click, it sends it to 6 different social media accounts with all of the appropriate descriptions and titles and hashtags and everything. And it's done in mere clicks. That's called Opus, OPUS .pro, opus.pro. And AI video editors are out there now. I've used them a few times. I'm really good with the editors, so I haven't really done much with them. But there's video editors now. You can put your video in and tell it, here's what I want you to do. I want you to cut it down, cut out the silence, move this, do that. And you can edit it with your voice or with text versus using all the little arrows and buttons and stuff if you're not good with that. So that's AI video editors. I don't use one, so I can't recommend one, but check it out. So basically, in closing, the moral to this whole thing is AI will probably destroy the world, but we'll all be long gone. So let's not worry about it. Let's take AI, okay, and let's use the shit out of it, okay? And let's get our money's worth out of it since it's going to kill all our grandkids. And I think we can take this thing and you can be very successful by not necessarily knowing how to do everything, but by knowing how to get AI to do everything you need to get done. I don't care if it's your grocery list or making pictures for your thumbnails on YouTube. AI can do it for you. And I'll tell you what, the first time you have it write a letter and you get what you're writing the letter for, you'll like it. Trust me. I use it to just write emails to people. You know, if I got to write a long email, write this guy an email, and I'll paste in the 7 facts I want to tell him, and paste it at the end that it was good talking to him or something like that. And it makes it, and I paste, boom, gone. I answered that email in 1 minute instead of 12 minutes. So AI, it's amazing, it's awesome, and it's not going to kill us anytime soon. So if you find this video helpful, please give me a like and a subscribe. It's important. It's important for YouTube subscribers because we don't have Nielsen ratings, okay? We don't have people filling out journals and things hooked to the back of televisions. What we have on YouTube is we have supporters like you that listen. And when you listen and you watch these videos and you click that thumbs up and you're subscribed, it makes all the difference in the world on the algorithms. And the good shows move up. The people that put in the time are successful, and that's what the algorithms do, and it works. All right, guys, it's been fun. I love this topic. I love artificial intelligence, at least at this phase. Use it. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to be regulated away. It's not going to disappear. Government's not going to say no. Okay? It's going to be here for the rest of our lives. And so you might as well embrace it, or don't make it one more train you miss. I know people that didn't get on the computer train, and now they're hating their entire existence because everything's on the computer. And I know people that never did the smartphone thing, and now they find out they can't even create a Facebook account without a phone. So this, don't make AI the next train that you miss. I'm telling you, because all it does is make your life easier. You're just learning how to talk to it. That's it. Let it make your life easier. Let it do it for you, and it will. Trust me, it will. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures, and this is our studio in Southwest Florida. And I hope this video was informative for you, and I hope that you like it. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next time on our next adventure, or perhaps down the log. 730.